morning, good afternoon, good night. What's up, YouTube? What's up to the Rare Breed family? I'm Demi the Don. And so y'all know we already got to talk about it. Y'all know we have to talk about it. Because see, the reason why chosen ones, you have so many enemies, or why your enemies feel the need to attack you, is because, believe it or not, a lot of people just don't believe in God. Like, they don't have religion. It's almost like when it comes to heaven and hell, it doesn't mean anything to them. You know, maybe they weren't raised in the church or around certain people that talk about certain things. So I kind of call those people like a lost cause. And that's not to be funny, but it's like, how can you not believe in God? You know, but then I feel like, hey, if they don't know anything about him, you know, how could they? Which is a good answer. But at the same time, no one comes out knowing anything, you know. And it's okay to educate yourself at any age. And that plays a role in why your enemies just feel so comfortable attacking you. They feel so comfortable stalking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like speaking on you is like nothing. And it's sad that some people look at life that way, but they really do. But the good thing about it is, God does not mind giving them a reality check. You see, when people who don't believe in God or a heaven, hell, I mean, let's be clear, you know. I mean, some people have had certain dreams, and you know how y'all can watch certain things and someone say they have died and went to hell or went to heaven. When people have stories like that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can't take away their experience. I can't say what they've been through. But, you know, a lot of us here on earth, we don't have a chance to, well, we don't want to experience that. But shout out to the people who have experienced certain things, and they are here to share their story. You know, because people who don't believe, they need to hear certain things like that, y'all. Because God does not mind stepping in and giving you a reality check real quick. It's like, okay, well, let me show you. Because even if you don't believe in God, you have to believe in something positive to get you through the day, you know? That's God right there. So anyone see this video, you don't believe in a heaven or hell, just know that every time something good happens for you or to you, or you get that good feeling inside, that's God. But at the same time, chosen ones, your enemies, you know, they don't care. It is what it is when it comes to waking up every day, you know. They don't value life because they have this one track mind, and they stay stuck inside of what they know. And most people are people who grew up in certain neighborhoods, you know, in a certain environment. They just don't care. But what we need to do is to get them to a place that they can care and know that, you know, God is real out here. And I hate for it to get to that point when it's too late, but sometimes certain things happen, and it's like, damn, too bad that this couldn't have been prevented. Because they don't know when they go up against you, they have a world of karma. And let me say this, because sometimes karma does not always happen to the people who hate you, but it happens to the people around them that affect them. Like right now, you can have someone who just does not like you, but let's say they just recently had a child, or, you know, anything, favorite aunt coming into town, and then something happens to that person. You know, God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he like, you know what? I know how to break you emotionally. I don't have to physically have you touch, but I know who you cherish. You see what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to karma and when it comes to how God steps in to your rescue, he doesn't care about how it get done sometimes. He knows what affect people. He knows what doesn't. But your enemies don't see that. You know, all they see is the fact that they dislike you. And half of the time they don't even know why. And the sad part is some people carry hate that's so deep, even if they knew something was going to happen to someone close to them, if they didn't stop messing with you, they still would do the same thing because they are not believers. You know, they think that you're just talking just to talk. They don't understand that God sends warnings. God will even sometimes get you to warn them. You know, I know some of you have probably experienced things when you were younger kids and you already knew, let's say if someone was bullying you and you already looked that you would look at that person and get on that look like, I'm going to get you. Sometimes that can even be God putting that fire up in you, sending that warning, sending that message. Like, yeah, I'm going to get you. And then, you know, when you calm down, you realize you don't even have to do anything because you know that God got this. God always has your back. You see what I'm saying? He knows that you didn't deserve all the things that happened to you. He's going to always protect you. He's going to always have you somewhere in the shadows to make sure that no one can see you, but you are right there. You know, he has his way of turning nothing into something. And that's what these people don't understand. But they will find out soon, because when they do this, they think they are above God because they don't believe in him. So, you know, that's part of your job, chosen ones. You know, it's part of your job description for you to go through certain things in life that may involve you having to feel like, you know, I'm in an altercation right now. But just know that God is only using you. No one is going to physically hurt you. But it's almost like you do have to play that role. But see, you play that role so good that it's not like you have to audition for it. All you do is step in and be yourself. Because 10 times out of 10, you don't have to say anything to anyone. You know, you don't have to start anything. You don't have to start a fight with someone because you feel like they don't believe in God for God to step in. Because they already see you. They already see your light. They know something is different about you. They just don't know what it is. But that right there should be their cue to start believing. But the sad part is it's not. You know, they still will continue to poke the bear until it's too late. But see, that's when they mess up. Because at the end of the day, it's too late for them, but God is right on time for you, though. You know, you're always going to be used as that pawn so that God can get through to these people. Because, see, the same way God does not give up on you, he doesn't give up on people who don't know. But he will step in to let them know, like, look, I'm real. You hating this person, this ain't going to work. But it's fine, because now you done stepped over here in my lane because you messing with one of mine. And it's sad because, you know, when people don't believe in God, it makes you feel like, wow, what really happened to them to put them in a place that, you know, they just don't care. Or they feel like they are their own God or something like that. It's okay to talk like that if it's like a confidence booster, but for you to walk around feeling like you are above God, that's crazy. And hopefully people get their minds right before it's too late. You know, because at the end of the day, we don't want to see people just drop off the face of the earth. We really don't. Not unless that person did something that was, you know what, can't come back from this. That's different. And even then, God has his way of punishing those people. Because sometimes you can't come back from the things that people do to you. And being chosen, it's almost feel like you just have to suck it up and deal with it. And wait or hope that they get karma. But by then, God already has you on to the next thing. You know, you don't have to sit around and keep letting things bother you mentally. Just let go and know that God is going to handle it. Because, see, these people are not above you. They're not above God. And just let your Father step in and put them in their place. And I know it's hard, chosen ones. I know that it's hard to just walk away at times, especially depending on who this person is to you and what they've done to you. And then sometimes, like I said, you don't even know these people. So it's just hard to just, you know, turn the other cheek. Because for one, our first instincts, especially when we were younger and before we understood that we were on path, you feel like people think you were scared or you were a punk. Like, Why they coming for you like that? It's just weird. But at the same time, you know, you had to get to where you are now mentally. So God had to set up little certain things for you to become stronger. You know, you always have to have something to compare something to. At the end of the day, just know that you are protected. They went out of their way, so God is going out of his way. Because no one is above God, and y'all, we need to start teaching these people that you need to have some type of faith. You need to know that it starts and it ends with God, no matter what happens in between. He did not bring you this far to give up on you. And even if they don't believe and want to keep attacking, then, you know, let them attack. As long as no one physically tries to harm you, you know, that's a whole different ball game. Everyone has every right to defend themselves, protect themselves in this world. But God isn't going to allow it to get that far. But the sad part is they don't never see it coming. They never see God coming. And at this point in life, don't even tell them. You can say certain things, but just let God swoop in and do what it is he do and save the day like he always do. Because God has always saved you. He saved you from things that you didn't even see coming. Because he heard those conversations, you know. He knows that he put you here for a reason. He knows it's almost like setting up a trap. You know when it's like you going fishing and you put the worm on the hook and you just throw it out and you wait for the fish to bite? Yeah. It's kind of like that when it comes to being chosen. Because God is using you, but he knows you are strong enough for that position. At the end of the day, y'all, you know, when you meet someone that doesn't believe in God, just try to have a conversation. If that person or these people are willing to have a conversation, depending on, I don't know what the situation is, and you do have to talk to certain people, like your coworkers or something, you know, see where they are mentally. Because when you see what someone is mentally, it lets you know, like where they stand. Like, it lets you know right then and there, how is God going to deal with this person? You know, because we can sense that. Like, you can see when it's really some good in people. And when some people, it's like, you know what? This is a lost cause. No chance letting this go. God, you can come on. I'm going to usher you in. And I'm going to take myself out of this situation because it's no help for it. But don't go out of your way for no one. Like, you don't have to do all of that. Because we already know people always bring the drama to us, y'all. We never have to step outside of the box. They try to come inside, you know. At the end of the day, I'm Demi the Don. Welcome to the Rare Breed family, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all in another video. Bye, y'all.